Welcome to Rock and Ink MC. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Glad everybody can be with me on this beautiful, beautiful day here in New York, celebrating our Memorial Day holiday. Tonight, we have a great show in line for you. As you can see, we're not in my usual spot, in my new set in the studio. We're in my home studio. I'm taking the show out on the road today. Alright, we're going to be visiting my buddy Iris J in his shop. We have Lizifer is our model, Spotlight. We're going to visit Tommy. We have New Day Dawn, who's going to be our video music for the night. And also I have my special guest guitarist, my buddy, my guitarist in my band Love, the Cult Tribute, Rick. He's with me today. So I'm going to take a little twist in the show. I hope you enjoy this. I've never done this, first time, but we got to try it sometime, right? I'm going to take us out right now. We're going to go visit my buddy Iris J out in his tattoo studio. Hang on. Alright, so we're back here with Iris J's tattoo shop out in Miller Place, New York. Here's my guest, Iris J.
What's going on?
So I have some questions. So, you've been around in the business a long time now, right?
Yeah, it's been 22 years.
22 years.
22 years, yeah.
So when did you start tattooing? Were you a kid? Did you draw a lot? How did you get into all that stuff?
I kind of like fell into it. I went to school to be a graphic designer, and you know, we were in like a recession, and I kind of wasn't even into it by the time I graduated. And I had a neighbor who had been harassing me. Like, you know, his father used to ride motorcycles with Tattoo Lou Sr., and I used to paint his jackets and his helmets on his, and you know, stuff on his motorcycle. And they're like, who did that? You know, you gotta tell him to come down and be a tattoo artist. And I was like, you know, I'm from like a family of cops and real straight laced, and you know, like I think there was probably 3 tattoos in my whole hometown. It's like, it just wasn't something I thought I was going to do. I just thought I was going to be a graphic designer, and you know, it just wasn't panning out. And I was like, you know what? I got these college bills from college, and I got to pay for it some way. So maybe I'll just go down there and sell some of my art to them, or maybe I'll just be one of the dudes that draws things on paper. I couldn't even perceive doing tattoos on people. And I wound up going down. He's like, you're starting tomorrow. And I mean, and I didn't even show up the first day. I got a phone call from him, like, what are you doing? You better get your ass down here. You got an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm like, and even just to keep him off my back, I was like, I'll just go down there.
So how old were you when you actually went and
Jeez.
started in the shop?
Geez, I was probably, I was 22 years old, right out of college, and started my apprenticeship. It's not like the apprenticeships were like now. You got to do 6 months. It's all got to be documented. As soon as I felt comfortable with that tattoo machine in my hand, I was a full-time tattoo artist. Full-time tattoo artist in probably the busiest shop in New York, at least probably even the East Coast. And it just, every day that went by, I just got more and more comfortable, and I kept thinking, this will work out for a while, and then I'll get a real art job. And that was 22 years ago.
So was there anybody, an old-time tattoo artist that influenced you at all?
Oh yeah, there was I was mentored by him. It wasn't even so much like you got mentored by one person. I was mentored by Lou Senior, Lou Junior, Garrett. There were other guys there that were on and off, and I learned something from everyone. And you just had to learn. You were learning on your, by the seat of your pants. It was definitely interesting.
Did you do like they do today, like in a lot of the shops when there's nothing going on, you got everyone sitting around drawing, or did you guys just hang out back then?
No, there was no hanging out back then during that. I did a lot of scrubbing of the bathroom floor, like with the toothbrush, really going on, running errands, getting coffee, getting sent on wild goose chases. They had a lot of fun with me.
Stuff like that. Huh?
Yeah, so it's fun, having done a couple of apprenticeships since. I don't think I was as harsh as they were on me, but it's it's all part of the business. You gotta take your lumps.
You gotta take your lumps and do it.
Yep.
So you worked for someone else for a long time, and another thing I wanted to get to, let's talk about your name, because I know there's something about your name that people just don't understand. They call you Irish J, but you're not Irish.
Well, the biggest thing is I'm actually, my last name is German. My family is mostly German and some Scottish and some Irish. I have enough in me to be legitimate, but I started in 1992, and I just had a reputation as being the Irish guy because when I first started, I was listening to like House of Pain. That's what I listened to, was like House of Pain, Cypress Hill, and I had like the fighting Irish hat on and the flannel and the Celtics jersey, so they just and I was working for a bunch of Italians, and they all like kind of poke fun at me. We'd go out. And you'd go out after work and have a couple of beers. I always drank Guinness, and they were like, "Oh, you're Irish." And I was like, "Well, actually, I have a little Irish," but then that's all they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And you basically, you're handed your nickname from your mentors and stuff like that. It's not, you don't really give it to yourself. And when I got that, I was pretty happy with it. It rang good, and I have German heritage. How many tattoos would I do if I was German, Jay? I'd be a little intimidating, a little too demanding on my customers and too punctual, and Irish is a little bit more.
And it fits.
Yeah, and I do have enough Irish in me that I can actually be legitimately Irish, Jay.
And you do drink like an Irishman.
Yes, I do my best.
You do.
You know that personally.
Yes, I do.
Well, you've seen a couple of those Irish car bomb contests.
Yeah.
Don't lose.
Yep. So let's talk a little about your style. Where does your style fall in? Like, people come to you for what type of tattoo? I know there's guys out there that do portraits, who does lettering. So what style is really your type of style where people come to you for your work?
I'm pretty versatile. I think that's what, I've done really well in the business because I am versatile. It's like I do a lot of high color, like new school. I do some traditional stuff, but I think most of my stuff is like realistic black and gray. A lot of like dark imagery, like skulls and things like that, and Grim Reapers and like heavier stuff. That's what I was more of an illustrator for when I went to art school and everything. I wanted to be like a graphic designer doing graphic novels of like darker images and heavier stuff. So
what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a video. I'm going to show a video. I put a collage together with a bunch of pictures of Jay's work so you can see his work. We're going to do actually a video here of him tattooing, but I'm going to show you a bunch of his pictures. So we're going to go to that, and then we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk a little bit more, and then I'll show some of the video of him doing the tattoo, which we're going to videotape in a few minutes. We'll be back in a few minutes.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is one of the largest suppliers in the world and your number one resource for top quality, affordable tattoo and piercing supplies. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is the number one supplier of tattoo inks in the world with more than 200 products including Mom's Ink, Philadelphia Eddie's Traditional Inks, Paolini Sacred Color Inks, and more. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply, your one-stop shopping destination for great service, best prices, and top quality supplies. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are undeniably distinctive, selected for their unique, memorable flavor. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are delivered to you in beautifully designed bottles featuring limited edition artwork. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are available at affordable prices in fine restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. Or check www.coneyislandcarlo.com for availability.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
With Iris J, and I have a few questions. Do you get involved with oil painting?
Well, with the amount of work that I'm doing on a regular basis, most of my stuff is custom. So it requires, even though you're doing a 10-hour day here tattooing, basically, I'm usually tattooing at least 8 of that solid tattooing, and it's like, but I'm usually spending most of my free time. If I'm drawing, I'm usually drawing an image for a tattoo, and it's I occasionally get to paint. My girlfriend paints a lot too, so it's like I'm able to usually we'll do that as kind of like a leisure activity. So it's I usually get some of that done. Some get to have some fun painting then, but for the most part I'm usually. If you ask me what I'm doing on Tuesday morning before work, I'm usually putting the finishing touches on my stencils and most of my art that I'm going to be putting on someone that day.
Full day.
Yeah.
I know I hear from people that it's hard to get appointments. You're pretty booked up. How deep are you booked?
I'm right now. It's my September is pretty much full now. My appointments are going to be going into about 4 months.
4 months in. See, 4 months to wait to get to Iris J to get a tattoo. Imagine that.
You definitely, if you're thinking about getting tattooed, if you're even thinking about it, just at least come down and set your appointment.
That's good. So now you're in your own place. How long are you here?
It's right in our ninth month. About a little more than 9 months ago, I left and opened the doors.
Now, what made you make that transition, and was that transition a hard decision?
Well, it was a very hard decision. I was in a place for a very long time that totally took care of me. I was treated very well. I was I was the senior guy there for a long time, and but it's something that you inevitably have to do in this industry. It's not something. No matter how well things are. It's like you want to eventually branch out and do your own thing, and there's the last thing I wanted to be was like like the 50 like the back like never gave it a shot, and I didn't want to do that. It's like that works for some people, but it's like I have 3 little girls that are looking to go to college and get married, and I want to be able to not so much just be an employee where it's just like, oh, I gotta get this day off, I can't go here. It's like when hopefully in 10 years when all those things start coming up, I'll be 10 years in here, and I'll have be a little bit more free with going to soccer games and dance recitals, and
at least here, if you leave, you have money still generated.
Yeah, it's funny to actually have that for the first time in my career. It's like being in the same location for 21 years. It was like you do very well, but it was like the days you did. If you did the right thing over the years, it always worked out. But it's always that like it's always that thing hanging over your head. Like the second you're not working, you're making zero, and you're also upsetting people. That like if I had to take some time off, and it's like, and you made an appointment 3 months ago. Yeah, people get very upset, and I agree. I mean, I agree with them. And I can totally understand it. But I'm human too. It's like you have to go take care of something, you have a family emergency or something like that. It's like telling that person that's been waiting patiently. But it'll be nice having the ability to free up some time. So if I did have to make that up, it's always when you're a tattoo artist, it's not so much like you're just this painter, working in your little artist loft and just leisurely doing what you want. I mean, it's you are being very creative and being very artistic, but it's also a lot of business. And and it's like you're dealing specifically with customers, and you have to try to make as many of them happy as you possibly can. And
that's what you're there for, Yeah. So, and also with all that, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. It's not like having the job that you're working for a corporate place and you get 401k and you got benefits. You have a lot on your back. A lot on your back, especially you have kids and insurance, so you want to make more so you can do more.
And what it is, it's like you get caught up in some other professions where it's like you can have your bad week, your bad day. It's like here you're only as good as your last tattoo, and it's like you've got to be, and you're working in an industry where there's up and coming artists coming up all the time that are using new innovative techniques, and they have the instruction of all the stuff where like I got to keep up with these young bucks. It's a lot of work.
Speaking about the techniques and how things have changed, so from when you started back in the day until now, things have changed. Inks have changed, guns have changed, needles.
Machines.
What's the difference? Like, what's the difference from like when you started to what you have today, technology-wise?
You have it's just a bigger industry now. Everything is more refined. Like the inks are all hypoallergenic, and there were times like when I first started, it was like you had like 2 or 3 companies that were producing ink, and it was like sometimes you get a bottle of it and it would be one tone, and then you get it again 3 months later and it would be different. And there was only a handful of suppliers, so things were very. You had to make your own needles. It's like just making your own needles. People don't understand these days. Some of these new guys, it's like to actually have to sit there and make your needle and like use a soldering iron and like a needle jig and making it and soldering the thing on, breaking the things off at the end, and it's just using all different types of needles, and it's completely different.
Yeah, like the laws were different.
Yeah, everything was lax. It was pretty much just like do your thing and just it was all about like produce, like keep up with this influx of like and you didn't have like big massive pieces back then. It was like little handful of size pieces. It was palm-sized pieces and stuff like that. It was so it was like you were doing 7 or 8 of them a day, and it was just like go as hard as you possibly can every second. You were there early and there late every single night. So it's different.
It's tough.
It's definitely different now.
Yeah. So everything has changed, the times have changed, the artists have changed, the young guys have more of an advantage because the technology makes it easier for them.
Of course.
Now they have to just use their vision and their technology of, you know, how they can paint and draw, and they have tablets to draw and paint nowadays, you know. It's way different too.
Oh, there's so much. I mean, there's so many advantages like some of the new guys have, but it's like, you know, they also have a tougher thing though. Like, you know, when they're getting into the industry, they have advantages, but they also have like the industry is at a level where it's like you have to have perfection. People are demanding perfection, like immediately. Like, you know, it's like, and you know, people understood me during my first year, where like, you know, my lines weren't that sharp and were a little shaky, and you know, I was plugging through, trying to figure out my machine, trying to figure out, how to blend things and how to, I was figuring out everything right on. I mean, my apprenticeship was like 3 weeks.
Wow.
It was like 3 weeks after I started my apprenticeship. I was in there. I was like throwing it. It was like, hey, does that machine feel good in your hand? Well, and I was like, I was the one taking care of all the customers they didn't want to take care of. But you learned on someone that was like half in the bag and crazy and wouldn't sit still, or wanted something crazy in a weird position on their body that was impossible to do. Like when the bosses would hear, oh, someone wants to put something. My first nickname, I was like the ass man. It's like, and basically most apprentices are the ass man. Like when they first start, like you're the one that has to tattoo the stupid tattoo on someone's ass. It's like, I don't want to even touch that. Where's the apprentice? But you also learn how to compose yourself and when you're doing a tattoo like that, it's stressful. But that's where you learn how to pull straight lines. That's where you learn how to pack color quickly and efficiently. You know how to also deal with customers and how to talk to them and calm them down, or figure them out. And then get some good work on them. And it was definitely, it's almost like the boot camp of that's where you learn everything. I'm so glad I had that opportunity.
Now, with the colors out today, there's so many different companies and colors. How do you decide what to use? Do you go through colors and say, I tried this, I don't like it?
Well, it's trial and error. There's stuff that you just over the years become very accustomed to. Like what black you use, what white you use, and then what color sets you use. But there's color sets that I use that that a lot of people in the industry use, and then there's but I'll have a blue that from another company that I can't live without. And, it'll be a purple that's that just seems to pack better. And then I'll have someone sitting in the seat right next to me, working next to me, and it's I can't stand that purple. It's what are you talking about? This stuff the best, but.
Everybody has their own style, their own liking colors.
Yeah,
it's like everyone drives a different color car, right? We have different color cars.
Exactly.
So we had a customer coming in, and I'm going to show you Irish J tattooing on the customer. We're going to discuss why the customer's here, what they're getting done, and we're going to finish up that way. And you can catch Irish J's Facebook at Irish J Tattoo on Facebook, and his website we'll show it up on the screen because it's just being developed now, and I'll get to that. And we'll be back in a few minutes, so let's take it back out to another commercial.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient we have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Our shades doing my sleeve.
Tonight's model spotlight is Lizifer from Austin, Texas. She's got nice, beautiful, red, bright hair, a lot of energy. Let's go to Liz now and show you what she's got.
Hey, what's up? This is Lizifer with Rocket Inc. I'm a freelance alternative pinup model. I'm also in the process of getting my certification to become a personal trainer and a health consultant. I'm usually at tattoo conventions, car shows, and Comic-Cons. If you're interested in booking me for any one of those events, you can contact me through my Model Mayhem or my Facebook fan page. Thanks, guys. Later.
Worldwide Tattoo Supply is one of the largest suppliers in the world and your number one resource for top quality, affordable tattoo and piercing supplies. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is the number one supplier of tattoo inks in the world with more than 200 products including Mom's Ink, Philadelphia Eddie's Traditional Inks, Paolini Sacred Color Inks, and more. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply, your one-stop shopping destination for great service, best prices, and top quality supplies. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are undeniably distinctive. Selected for their unique, memorable flavor, Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are delivered to you in beautifully designed bottles featuring limited edition artwork. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are available at affordable prices in fine restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. Or check www.coneyislandcarlo.com for availability.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
As you all know, this show is live from Long Island, New York. Out here in Long Island we have a lot of great musicians, and also in New York in the city. This week we lost another great musician, Randy Coven. Very fine bass player, very original, technique like no one else. I would just like to show everybody what a great guy and a great player he was, and show you some of his work in memory of Randy Coven. Tonight's video spotlight is a band called New Day Dawn. I had the opportunity of meeting Dawn and go and see the band live here at a local club. They're on tour right now with Saving Abel. If you have a chance, get out there and see them. I watched the video, went to see the band live, and I was blown away. Her voice live is incredible. She has such a strong voice live. I don't know why on their video they didn't capture that, and on their recording, But live, the band is great. The video is great also, but I think there's a little bit more to be captured in the studio from this band. So if you get a chance, go see them. They're on the road right now doing some dates with Save and Abel. So let's go to see New Day Dawn right now. Let me know what you think.
Hear my heart. Can't you hear my heart? I've been half asleep, living in a world of broken dreams, lined with plastic trees. Still I keep going there to hide. Take me as I am. I know you've got a plan. Please help me to understand how we were made for so much more than this. Can't you hear my heart pounding in my chest? Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. I'm gonna give you all I have and then the rest. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Half a world away, can get through another day. He's forgotten how to pray. He doesn't know that he was made for so much more than this. Can't you hear my heart is pounding in my chest? Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. I'm gonna give you all I have and then the rest. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. And when I wanna run and hide, I find I can take more. Can't you feel my heart is pounding in my chest? Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. I'm gonna give you all I have and then the rest. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Take all of me. Can't you hear my heart? Please take all of me. Can't you hear my heart? Please, please take all of me. Can't you hear my heart? Yeah, take all of me. Can't you hear my heart?
Thank you, New Day Dawn. We got CDs, we got bracelets. Come see us. We got pics. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Let's see what Rick Catrone has to say. Guitarist extraordinaire for Love the Cult Tribute.
Well, I'm doing the thing with Jay. We're doing Love, the Cult Tribute, and we're going to be playing 3 gigs this summer we got lined up so far. We're going to be playing at Club Revolution, May 31st, and then we're going to be playing at 89 North on July 11th, August 1st at the Emporium. And if you want to check us out, check out our website at lovethecult.com. Peace!
That's our show. I'd like to thank everybody for watching tonight. I'd like to thank Rick playing guitar with me tonight from my band Love the Cult Tribute. I'd like to thank Iris J, New Day Dawn, Lizifer, and don't forget, in memory of Randy Coven. Hope you had a great and a safe holiday. I'll see you next week. Till then, Rockin' Inc. MC.
Round and round, it's all she knows. Play the part of being used. The more she hides, the more I show. I wanna be abused by you. Her body's like an undertow. You're drowning everything in me. The way she moves, the way she knows.